their peace is nothing more than a bedtime story between children. In these streets, violence doesn't just reign, it rules. For every loss, there is a devastating loss. So still your nerves, summon your courage, and embrace the madness. In a world where media knows no bounds, the stakes have never been higher. Will you conquer the madness or be consumed by it? Kasala, closing the finish.
Thanks. My name is Jerry as Tepida Studio, Tepida Gaming, representing Kasala. I saw some of you know these beats. It was done by Harris and Samson, our producer. And again, thank God we don't look like what we've been through. Kasala is a game that is very personal to me. I grew up in the trenches, Shomolu Barrier, where every day you get out, you must avoid Kasala. Like, you're coming back from school, someone is trying to grab your school bag, tell you, where's the money they gave you for lunch? You know, Kasala all the way. Like, I grew up in those trenches and playing games that show that reality. I haven't seen a lot of those games that show that reality and the realities of the everyday people. You saw the banker that was almost hit by a bus. Standard. That's a standard reality for Nigerians. You saw the native doctor trying to fight the mommy water. Standard. Those things happen in the spiritual realm. These are things we experience as Nigerians, you know. But with Kasala, we're trying to talk about these our realities, and then if you look at the what we've built, it's very cultural. The names you hear, Neka, Atueku, Danladi, Hassan, these are people you know, people you can relate with, names that you can relate with. And that's one of the things we've done. It's currently a PvE combat game on mobile. It's out on Android and iOS. The first iteration of the PC version will be played tomorrow at Lagos Games Week. Please come to our stand to try that PC version out. Give us all the feedback we can get. We have a survival mode, we have a training mode. Local multiplayer is ready. We're testing local multiplayer, online multiplayer. We pull that back. We can't fund it. Then we can't fund that yet. But the PvP will be launched on PC. And right now, just some numbers that show that Nigerians actually spend money on games. Nigerians are spending money. They're not just spending money on African games. Because if you look at what we're spending, we spend a lot of money, over about $200 million from Nigeria alone. That's money, that's an industry that we're ready to tap into. And our traction right now, we have 1,200 active gamers across board. I'm kind of I like data. I was raised by PMs, product people, right? So I obsess over data a lot. We have 15,000 unique game sessions so far. We have about 20,000 player wins, 15 plus unique soundtracks. We own them, 12 original characters. The first iteration of the game was launched way back 2021, but we had some issues with the celebrities we launched with. We pulled that back, cancelled everything, started from scratch. And then we launched in November and December on Android and iOS. And right now, some of the revenue sources we've identified are in-game transactions. The game is free to download, free to play. But we have in-game transactions, subscription fees, bounties, music streaming, advertising, celebrity guest characters, and then vast network, strategic advertising as well. And then I mentioned that we just made our first revenue this month. And I should do Thanksgiving on Sunday because it's hard. Someone paid us to have their music in one of the stages of the game. So yes, that's good for us. And we also made some money from, we just launched our in-game currency, so our beta testing community. And some of the beta testers spent their actual money. I didn't think they would do that. We gave them a version where they could get free coins, but they chose to spend their money as well. And I mean, we just got paid. I'm happy again. But yeah, we have some studio projections. But our immediate roadmap is to, well, we launched in Q4. We are iterating with some hyper-casual games, bringing off stemming off characters existing in Kasala right now. We've launched one called Ochanya Nosron. Ochanya is a nurse. She's Idoma. She speaks actual Idoma language, right? People go into studios to record. So if you play the game, you hear people speak Hausa, some variations of Fulani, Pidgin, Igbo, even Yoruba as well. We have a bus conductor that does very well at that. And our future roadmap is, for the future, we want to do a lot of things, hit 120K gamers, do some it's dead. Do some CSR stuff and just continue improving on what we're building. And then, next please. Oh. Yeah, next slide. No, that's here. So this is a picture of our team and some of the guys we had to come test our game last year, December. So what we did in December was to call gamers. There are some faces that are in this place that are here in this picture. So what we did was to have all of them play the game, bash the game, test it very, very well, and then give us feedback. We took all that feedback, went to improve on the game, came back, and then tomorrow when you come to Lagos Games Week, we'll do the same thing with the PC version, where we want you all to come, play the game, give us all your feedback, let us know what you think, and let us know how to be better. Next slide. Oh, sorry, on the previous slide, I must mention that our team is made up of myself, co-founder. I've been building products for about 12 years. My co-founder is also there. He's an agile coach. He makes sure that we stay on point. We build, it just keeps everybody grounded because we can easily go off rails. And we have a couple of other misfits in the team, people that you really not think of finding in the game development team. But we've put that team together and we're building interesting games. And then our ask for the studio is 500K. We bootstrapped up until now, and we are still bootstrapping. The large chunk of the money that we've spent has gone on to the team, software, hardware, and then audio and animation production as well. Thank you very much, and you can download with that QR code.
No, I thank you for your presentation first.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your work. I have a few questions. The first question is, I saw the team looks like 20% in this team. How you are working on the game?
Oh no, so I said that picture is the team and the people we brought in to test. We found a good picture. We couldn't get individual. Just don't like taking pictures. I don't know why.
So how many people are working?
So on the team, we are 9. We're 9 people on the team. We have a storyteller. We have 2 game developers. We have myself also joining the creative and development team. We have my co-founder. We have a game designer. We have a 3D artist as well. And we just recently added someone to help us with rigging because we had some challenges with rigging. So we just added someone to help with that as well.
Okay. Another question. Is it that million you're asking is going to include the multiplayer and all of the stuff?
Oh, absolutely. It's for everything and even for the other games.
Okay.
Okay, so I was going to, looks really good. I imagine it's going to be a fighter. Out of curiosity, who's the strongest character? Is there a strongest character? How do you sort of level up, right? Because, I'd rather be close to doctor than a banker in the fight. So I'm wondering how those dynamics work. Out of curiosity.
I can't spill, I'm sorry. I know the strongest character, but I can't tell you. You have to figure it out yourself.
Okay.
But those dynamics have been worked in. So in the fight mechanics, for example, as you play, you realize that there are some fighters that will break the block barrier. And you realize that there are some fighters that they have stronger resistance than others. But you have to figure it out yourself. I can't spill, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, it's combat, like.
I have a couple questions actually. The first one is the tone is magnificent. I think we all laughed when we saw the video. That's a good sign.
Thank you.
But other than the tone, in terms of the mechanics and the terms of fighting, what is the differentiator and what's like the appeal of this game compared to another fighting game, for example?
So the differentiator here is that they are fighting like Nigerians. You see a bus conductor that will break bottle on the floor.
Yeah.
You see a bus conductor that will throw sand in your eye. There's a suya seller with his lebe. Lebe is too nice. Like, they use it to cut suya. Do you know suya?
I don't know.
So suya is cow meat.
Barbecue.
Roast,
Barbecue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kebab.
So, you know, there's a suya seller using his knives
Okay.
to fight. So it's very, very localized. Even the native doctor, this guy, Atuego, this guy, he has some very mystical moves because he's a native doctor and he has some charms that he can bring in to make. I mean, he can pretty much. Wait, do you know? Have you heard any Nigerian tell say thunder fire you?
No.
Literally just.
I've spent like 12 hours in Nigeria.
If you drive in Lagos,
No, that I saw.
somebody will definitely say thunder fire you. So yes, so.
Yes.
Oh yes, and that's one of the things that those are the key differentiators here. It makes the game stand out. It's unique. The fighting mechanics have imbibed everything that you can relate with today. Everything the African can relate with. You are seeing people breaking planks on the other person's head. It's just everything that we all here can relate with.
And the other thing is about the timeline and budget, because the presentation was about the game, but I saw the last slide, it was like animation and like multiple games and all kinds of things are added in with like a 5,000 markup, which is kind of scary for anybody who's funding anything, just an FYI,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we don't know where we're actually like funding specifically. Like, are we working on, is the game needs more polish, like how much do you need for that, or is that for like some, I don't know, some side project that we don't know about? When we talk about games, is it like follow-up to the games? Is it adding more content to this game? Or is it like other games that we talk about? This is a question and a tip at the same time. It's not to put all of your, all everything in one basket, because for an investor, they want to know where their money is going. Like, is it for this game or like, so that it makes sense. Does that make sense?
Very good question. And that feedback is very well accepted because that budget is actually for the studio and
Yeah.
all the things we have in our roadmap. And we have a couple of games in our pipeline. We've launched some hyper casuals. We're working on another major game at the moment. You may see a variation of it tomorrow as well, but then that budget is for the studio, everything we're working on. Kasala is already launched on mobile. We're porting to PC. That would also be available tomorrow for you to review and test. But yes, I'll take that feedback and I'll make sure that next time we don't scare people.
Yeah, and also for the player count, because it keeps going up. When you have, you probably I'm not like the biggest expert on mobile, but usually it's a bell curve rather than a slope like this. Like, you have your peak player base and then it drops down. And when you show me graph, it goes up. And then I read through this and I'm like, oh, it's actually multiple games. He expects to have multiple games with multiple players.
But we've not reached there. We just crossed 1K.
Of course. And I wish you all that success. I want to
Thank
see you
you.
make 100Ks and more.
Awesome. Thank you. Any more questions?
It's not a question, it's an advice. You said multiple times that you want to bring experience very localized and stuff. Be careful because it's people in Africa are looking for quality today. It's not just because you bring black people doing black stuff. It's not the key of the success because they're going to download your game, they're going to check, and if it is bad quality, they're going to uninstall it. So be careful.
Absolutely. Thanks for that. Thank you.
Very, very good point. Question for you. You talked about launching the game originally in 2021, and then relaunching it last October. What's the biggest lesson you learned working on this project?
There are a couple of biggest lessons. And the first big lesson I learned was until someone actually does commit. Whatever they say really doesn't matter. It's until they commit. People will say things, oh, come, let's have this, let's do this, oh, we'll do this. And you chase, and you start looking like a pest. So that's one of the things I learned very quickly. And another big lesson for me is the importance of a very, very solid team. I can't overstate the importance. There are nights that I'll look at my sitting at home and be like, who sent me? Like, why am I even doing this? But then I wake up the following day and then there's a message from someone on my team saying, yo, there's this thing we can quickly do if we do it this way. And there's just that little push, that motivation again that helps me see that, okay, maybe we're actually on the right path. And my team is like the biggest asset we have right now is our team. I don't even think it's the games we have, because if you take all the games away, the team can still continue churning out games. So that team is our biggest asset, and that's like the biggest lesson, is just making sure that team is solid, compact, and that we understand each other and we do it right.
All right, same question as before, cash or advisory?
I mean, just advise me, man. Really, because the cash is just like this. If I get you 1 million,
Yes, I want to talk about
give me that 1 million now. It finishes now. Like before I walk out of here, out. So, really.
Welcome to Lagos for those of you.